This morning.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, see you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday. Pay it forward Friday, we'll season the day. Digital finance, unlearning of love, serving food to what those two rising as the beat and it Eastern on P2G Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
All right, I got to start everything over again. Hello, everybody.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Oh, happy Friday, happy Friday. I hope everyone's ready and
What we ready for? What we ready for, Mr. Thomas?
I hope everyone's ready for today. Shout out to today's the end of the holy holiday for Ramadan, and today is a celebration called the Eid.
The Eid.
The Eid. Okay. And everybody's gonna be out there celebrating and doing their thing and taking a space of.
Say something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This year, guys, I want to share something. This year, I decided to join some of my Muslim brothers and sisters with the fast. I want to tell you this right now. I don't know about the Christians that do theirs every year or whatever. Their fast every year with the prayer. It was not just a challenge, but it was somewhat a clarity of purpose. And I don't mean, oh, I just fasted. I mean, I woke up in the morning. I got waken up by my Muslim friends. They are hopeful for me to be Muslim. But that is not my path right now. But I do want to take the time to identify with them when seeking their higher selves in their clarity in their belief, as well as myself. I just want to share with y'all. I want to say thank you for allowing me to impart. And this is just from me to my Muslim friends and brothers and friends. Thank you for allowing me to experience this with you all, because I didn't just learn about, a little bit about what their faith is about. Their culture is also amazing. So today's the Eid, and before all of this took place, before I started my fast, the journey began by involving myself in community. I went out the door and I went to go visit. We have a mart, an African mart in our community, and that's changed location. And I do depend on them for goods and services. And so I wanted to make sure I was able to reconnect. And when I got there, I met a young lady, and I can't wait to introduce her. I didn't want to bring her on just yet, but I can't wait to introduce her and get some pictures from what she was up to. This young lady is a creator of what's called Eid Couture. The Eid would be like the Oscars of the Muslim world. It's where they're dressed from head to toe and celebrating life and community and love and faithfulness and holiness. And my love, the fashions are phenomenal.
Eid Couture, huh?
Couture. I just happened to be at her shop, and she was talking with some of her customers. And when I heard that, I said, "I'm sorry, I've been ear hustling, and I need to ask you, what is Eid Couture?" She says, "Well, and she shared with me. So I want you guys to be ready, because I'm definitely getting her on here on a Wednesday, where she can share her experience of her contribution to her community during this very holy time in their community. All right, guys, I don't want to go too deep in, but I just wanted to let y'all know this is bigger than you think. Okay, this is a lot. It goes a lot deeper. And we talk about the socioeconomics of the entire community, of all of us, but you can't drop the fact that we have to take care. If we all we got, how do we be successful about that?
If we don't take care of all we got.
That's what I'm talking about. We got to recognize the little guys, the people who started, who keep the communities going. Mr. Thomas, unfortunately, you didn't give me a little room, but maybe Monday we can do it. I discovered I still have access in my metaverse space for to show the metaverse that I created for showing Black Wall Street and the history. So we may get to just walk through that on Monday. So let's keep it going. Today's program is going to be phenomenal because, you know, that's my boy. That's my boy. We got to give him love.
Yes,
Who got me in the dough in this financial literacy world. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not going to say too much about what he's going to tell you, but I want you guys to grab a pen and paper.
Messages, here's the give.
And this is, I'm going to call this the true Banking 101.
Yes.
Banking 101. So get on and get ready.
Like they say, right. Rich give you the recipe. It's now on you.
The banks made billions in 2008 when the economy collapsed. Many lost everything. And the one thing they're counting on right now is that you still don't understand how they did it. Yes, there's a conspiracy, but it's not what you think. And I'm going to show you before they do it again.
This is the Rich Dad Radio Show. The good news and bad news about money. Here's Robert Kiyosaki.
Welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show, the good and bad about money. This is Robert Kiyosaki, and today is just you and me. And we're talking about what the rich are teaching their kids about money, the rules they don't want you to know. There's a conspiracy, but it's not what you think. The rich aren't trying to keep you poor. The system is, and you're helping them do it. See, most people hear conspiracy of the rich, and they think evil billionaires in a room plotting against them. That's not it. The real conspiracy, it's simpler than that. It's financial ignorance by design. And here's the thing. Once you see how this works, you can't unsee it. Most people never see it. They go their whole lives blaming the wrong people, angry at the wrong enemy, fighting for the wrong things. But there are those who see it, who understand the game, and that's the difference. That's the line. They understand the game. Rich versus poor isn't about money in the bank. It's about what you see and what you've been taught not to see. Let me show you. The real conspiracy isn't some secret society. It's a date, 1971. Most people have no idea what happened in 1971, but that's when everything changed. That's when the rules of money changed forever. President Nixon, in a 2-day meeting, and he made a decision that affects your bank account right now, today. He took the United States off the gold standard. Now, stay with me here. This is important. Before 1971, the US dollar was backed by gold, real gold, tangible. You could trade your dollars for actual gold. That meant the dollar had real value. It was tied to something solid. After 1971, it became what they call fiat currency. Fiat, it means by decree, by government say-so. The dollar became an IOU, backed by nothing except the full faith and credit of the US government, which really means backed by you, the taxpayer. Now, here's what most people don't understand. Currency, the word itself, it means flow, like a current. It moves, it fluctuates, it's not stable. Money was stable, currency is not. And that's the switch they made, from money to currency, from something solid to something that flows. That changes, that inflates. And people say, well, that doesn't affect me. It does, every single day. Because what happened after 1971? A massive economic boom, credit everywhere, credit cards spreading across the country, people borrowing against their homes, taking out home equity loans like their house was an ATM machine. Everyone thought they were getting richer, but they weren't. They were getting more currency, which isn't the same thing. And here's what the system counts on. They count on you not knowing the difference between currency and money, between real wealth and the flow of dollars that can disappear overnight. That boom I just mentioned, it led to something else. And This is where it gets uncomfortable, because most people think the worst part is what happened to the economy. It's not. The worst part is what the people at the top did when it all fell apart, what they did to you. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that was right after this break. Don't go anywhere, because once you hear this next part, you are going to be angry, and you should be. Welcome back. Now, before the break, I told you about 1971, about fiat currency, about the boom that followed. And I told you the worst part wasn't the boom going bust. The worst part was what the people who built the system did when it collapsed. Here it is. Remember 2008? The housing bubble popped, the economy collapsed, and people lost everything, their homes, their jobs, their retirement accounts. Many lost everything, and everyone acted shocked. How could this happen? How did no one see this coming? Except people did see it coming. The banks saw it. The brokers saw it. The people at the top, they knew. Let me explain how this worked. In the mid-2000s, banks were selling mortgages to people who couldn't afford them, subprime mortgages, high risk. Everyone in the industry knew these people couldn't pay, but they sold them anyway, packaged them up, bundled them with other mortgages, and then, here's the key, they rated them AAA. AAA means safe, low risk, solid investment, but they weren't. They were junk. B-rated bonds mixed in with A-rated bonds, all labeled AAA, and people bought them. Investors, retirement funds, pension funds, because they trusted the rating. Now bonds started defaulting, not just the B bonds, the AAA bonds, the ones that were supposed to be safe. And the banks, they kept saying everything was fine. They kept selling. They kept lying because they were making money, huge money, until it all fell apart. And when it fell apart, when the market crashed and the banks were failing and the entire economy was on the edge of total collapse, the government bailed them out with your money, taxpayer money. The banks that were too big to fail, failed, and you paid for it. Now here's the part that should make you angry. Almost no one went to jail. The people who committed fraud, who lied about the ratings, who sold garbage investments to pension funds and retirement accounts, they walked away, some of them with bonuses. And people say, well, that's just how it is. The rich take care of the rich. No, that's not it. What happened was this: the banks relied on something. They relied on people not understanding how money works, not understanding bonds, ratings, risk, mortgages. They used complex terms, industry jargon, kept people in the dark, and it worked. Because most people are financially illiterate, not because they're dumb, but because they were never taught. The school system failed them. Their parents never learned. So how could they teach their kids? And the banks, the brokers, the financial planners, they took advantage of that ignorance on purpose. And here's what they're counting on. They're counting on you still not understanding, still trusting them, still handing over your money and hoping they'll make you rich, while they get richer and you stay broke. So why don't people understand money? Simple. They were never taught. School didn't teach you. Your parents didn't teach you because their parents didn't teach them. You might have learned how to balance a checkbook, maybe how to open a savings account, but did anyone teach you how money actually works? How to use the banking system to your advantage? No. They taught you to save, to get a job, to work hard, to trust the experts. And here's the thing, that advice is designed to keep you poor. I know that sounds harsh, but think about it. Who told you to save your money? Your banker, your financial planner, your teacher. People who either don't understand money themselves or who have a vested interest in you giving them your money. A banker wants you to deposit your money in their bank. Of course, they're going to tell you saving is smart. A financial planner wants you to invest in their mutual funds. Of course, they're going to say it's safe. They're salespeople with nice titles. And the biggest lie they ever told you, it's about assets and liabilities. Now, I need you to stay with me here, because what I'm about to explain after the break, this is the one thing, the single concept that separates the rich from everyone else. It sounds simple, and people will argue with me when I say it. They get angry. But once you hear it, and once you actually understand it, you will look at your house, your car, your 401k, your savings account completely differently. Stay with me. We'll be right back. We're back. Before the break, I told you I would tell you the biggest lie, assets and liabilities. Most people think their home is an asset. They were taught that. Buy a house. It's an investment. It's an asset. Wrong. An asset puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. That's it. That's the definition. Your house, the one you live in, it takes money out of your pocket every single month. Mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, money out every month. That's not an asset. That's a liabilities. Now, a rental property that generates cash flow, that's an asset because it puts money in your pocket. But your primary residence, liability. And this is what the banks counted on in 2008. People believed their homes were assets, so they borrowed against them, treated them like ATM machines, took out home equity loans. Then the market crashed, and suddenly those homes were worth less than what people owed. Upside down, underwater, whatever you want to call it, people lost everything because they didn't understand the difference between an asset and a liability, and no one taught them by design. See, if you understood assets and liabilities, you'd stop putting your money into things that make you poor. You'd stop trusting the bank to grow your wealth. You'd stop listening to financial planners who are really just salespeople. You'd start thinking differently, investing differently, building real wealth. And the system doesn't want that. The system wants you working hard, earning a salary, paying taxes, putting money in a 401k, buying a house with a 30-year mortgage, staying in debt, because that's how they make money off you. And the advice you're following right now, the advice you've been given your whole life, it's making it worse. Let me show you how. Another date that changed everything, 1974. That's when the 401k was born, the defined contribution plan. Before 1974, companies offered pensions, defined benefit plans. You work for 30 years, you retired, and the company kept paying you for life. After 1974, that went away. Now you get a 401k. You put your money in, the company maybe matches some of it, and you hope, you pray that when you're 65, there's enough in that account to last you until you die. You're gambling with your retirement, with your future. And everyone tells you this is smart, this is responsible. Save for retirement, max out your 401k, diversify. But here's what they don't tell you. When you put money in a 401k, you're trusting the market, you're trusting the banks, you're trusting that the economy won't collapse again. And you're getting taxed twice. Once on the deferred income when you take it out, and again on the interest. You saved all that money, and the government takes a huge chunk of it. That's the plan they sold you. Save your money, trust the system. But saving is losing. Let me say that again. Saving money is a losing strategy. Because remember, what is money? It's currency. It flows. It inflates. It loses value over time. You put $10,000 in a savings account today, in 20 years with inflation, that money is worth less, maybe a lot less. The bank isn't protecting you. The bank is using your money. They're lending it out, making money off of it, and giving you what? 0.5% interest? You're making them rich while your money sits there losing value. And if the economy shifts, if the US dollar loses its status as the world reserve currency, your savings could become worthless or worth a lot less than it is today. The bank can't protect you from that. The government can't protect you from that. But this is what you've been told to do. Save, diversify, trust the experts. And here's the problem. That advice keeps you poor because while you're saving, the rich are doing something else. They're not saving. They're investing. They're spending. But they're spending smart. They're buying assets, real assets, things that generate cash flow, things that put money in their pockets, not liabilities disguised as assets. And they're taking control. They're not trusting the market. They're not hoping their 401k grows. They're building wealth, real wealth. So what do the rich do differently? They see money as a tool, not a burden, not something to save and protect and hope it grows, a tool they control. The difference between rich and poor isn't the amount of money in the bank. It's how they think about money. Poor people see money as a burden, something they have to work hard for, trade their time for, and is never enough. Rich people see money as a tool, something they can use, control, make work for them. That's the shift. And it comes down to understanding assets and liabilities. My poor dad, he worked hard his whole life. Good salary, respectable job. But look at his financial statement. High income, even higher expenses, massive liabilities. His house, his car, credit cards, very few assets. He worked harder, made more money, paid more taxes, and his liabilities ate up everything else. My rich dad, slightly higher income, but much lower expenses. And here's the key, lots of assets, few liabilities. His assets generated cash flow, money coming in, while his expenses stayed low. That's the difference. Most people work for money. They earn a salary, pay taxes, then pay their liabilities, their mortgage, their car payment, their credit card bills, and there's nothing left. So they work harder, earn more, pay more taxes, pay more liabilities. It's a trap. Rich people build assets, things that generate income, rental properties, businesses, investments that pay them. The money comes to them. Now here's what people get wrong. They think rich people worship money, that money is everything to them. That's not it. Rich people respect money. They understand it. They give it the attention it deserves because, like it or not, money is part of life. You can say money isn't important to me all you want, but you still need it for your family, for your future, for the life you want to live. So stop pretending it doesn't matter. Give money the respect it deserves. Learn how it works. Build your financial IQ. And once you see this, once you understand the difference between assets and liabilities, between working for money and having money work for you, you can't go back. So here's where you are. You now know what most people will never see. You know the system was designed to keep you financially illiterate. You know the difference between money and currency, between assets and liabilities. You know your house isn't an asset. You know saving is losing. You know the advice you've been following was designed to keep you poor, and you can't unknow that. The question now is simple. What are you going to do with it? You have two choices. Keep thinking like an employee. Trade your time for money. Save your paycheck. Like an investor. Build assets. Take control. Learn how money actually works. Stop hoping and start knowing. That's the difference between rich and poor. It's not the money in your account. It's how you think. Employee mindset versus investor mindset. Job security versus financial freedom. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Most people stay stuck because they never see it. But you're not most people anymore. That's the difference. Thank you for your time. Thank you for caring about your future. Thank you for understanding that you are the only one who cares about taking care of you. Take care.
Okay, that. And apologies for my I was setting up the flyer for the information.
I call that banking 101.
Yes,
Real.
Absolutely. And it's not just banking 101. That's financial literacy. That's why financial literacy 101. We teach digital financial literacy. That is what P2G does. I teach you Robert Kiyosaki's, that not only the system he's talking about, but I teach you how to adapt it using the digital economy. Because unfortunately, a lot of us, first thing we say is we ain't got no money. We work hard and this, that, and the other. I used to say the same thing, but unfortunately, I was faced with what's the alternative?
Mm-hmm.
You understand where I'm coming from? You're not gaining more time. You're not going to gain any more time. No more hours in your day. You don't get the glove. There's not a luxury for that. Y'all get me? But you know what there is you can do? You can add a new skill. You can add new skills with your finances. I love how he was talking about how, the wealthy focus on their finances. But y'all focus on the work. Y'all focus on getting up and going to a job, paying them bills. So what you think you're going to get more of? You get what you focus on. They focus on how to make money work for them. You focus on how to get more money to pay your bills. And in the meantime, you become poor and get mad because they chose a different focus.
And it's not even, there is a true gap in the financial understanding. And I don't want to use the word propagated because that's the wrong word, but the fact is that when you get inundated with the idea that work is the only way out of it, you shut down to the fact that there are other avenues available, but everybody in your circle is doing exactly the same thing. So you're staying in the circle that you know.
That's herd mentality. That's herd mentality.
Herd mentality.
Yeah. Herd mentality. You know when everybody's doing it, so you might as well do it too. Unfortunately, there's been lots of people in jail who are in the herd. Yeah. There's lots of people who are on the street doing the same thing everybody was doing. But there's always that one family that seems to be okay when everybody else is out here struggling and complaining. That one guy at the water
cooler
that doesn't seem to be complaining. He's just getting his coffee and trying to get the hell out of here because y'all are downers. Yeah, you got to stop worrying about what somebody else got, because it's now time to start figuring out how to change your situation. I'm gonna share with you guys how I got started. P2G is 7 years old. 7 years old. Oh wow, we're gonna be 8 this year. So P2G is about 7, 8 years old. We started in 2018. We did. Started out this lovely journey of learning first that the system was broken. We learned about. So when I say that, I learned that there was a problem with the system because I followed all the rules. Outside of having a pension, I did everything. I saved the money. I fixed my credit. I figured out the credit situation. I got good credit. My credit went up to 480, 840, which was shocking. My credit went up to 840. I didn't even know you could get over 800. And I was just following the rules. You know what I'm saying? And I got lots of credit. They kept giving me more credit. Then on top of that, I not only saved, but I learned, I also learned that I know how to pay my bills properly. And when I say I learned how to save, I learned to put some money away first. I always learned that first thing you do is put your money away, because there's no future if you don't put it away at first. If you don't go ahead and put it away ahead, there is no ahead for you. You know where I'm coming from? Robert Kiyosaki said it beautifully. One little thing and everything is gone. How many of y'all have actually done that? Y'all saved some money. Y'all got in. You started saving money, had a nest egg. Something big, stupid thing happened, like your car broke down. You had a fire at home.
Yep.
Somebody needed to go to the hospital as emergency, and they need to pay the bill or what have you, and they had to be covered, and you were the one.
And you were it.
That's the thing. Or you were the one because you had the problem and you needed it fixed. Guys, let me tell you something. I teach this to my class, and I teach it to, I've taught this every class. Savings is not an option. And specifically what you save. Savings in cash, not the option. Robert Kiyosaki teaches people how to save, how to collect and save things of value. It's what we teach in teaching.
Assets.
You save assets. You come in and people go, I've had people hopping off and on going, she don't know what she's talking about. Yeah, well, I love how I've stopped judging books by covers. Why? Because ain't none of my business what they got. But it is my business to say, do I myself have the assets? I decided to research, to learn, and teach those who are willing to learn. We do class every day. Not every day, but I'm just saying. We're in the learning every day. That's what I meant, y'all. That's what I meant. Because we have no choice. Your alternative is that you're not only broke, but you're in serious jeopardy of being homeless very soon. Living on somebody's couch. People think, oh, I'm only doing this until. Where is the nest egg to move you into the guarantee? What are you building up to? Because I learned how to save money, but I also learned how to do the math after I discovered that was what was missing.
Yep.
There was nothing growing for me at any rates. I did not know how to affect. I did not know how to find or even to seek. I didn't know the questions to ask, but I was beginning to get the gist that there was something missing. And if you are in your something missing stage, we invite you to come on Wednesdays to sit and talk about where to get some answers. We are already in the session. This class that we put together for you, all of you, to make sure that our community has what it needs to grow and to thrive. Because guess what's in your future? It's already been placed there. Guess what?
Tell them.
Poverty has been placed there. Poverty by design, and mostly by your hand. Lack of financial literacy has only led to one thing in your life. It has never brought up anything else. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure I give some love to the folks who are in the house with us on the different platforms. I want to thank you all for doing your thing. Hold on a second. We got Miss Shelby in the house.
Grand Risings.
There we go. Give everybody the opportunity. If you have if you want to leave a message or you want to make a request, simply go to p2gnetworks.com. This information is up there. You can get the up close and in depth, because we are moving into our next session. We're about to start a new session in April.
Yes, indeed.
Interested, you can either purchase the membership and start now, or you can send an inquiry and we will check the messages to see that you would like to be added to the 2026 class 1. I'm kind of excited. So also to complete our look at you, ding ding, this is supposed to happen. I got some bells coming happening. All right, so to complete this session, we are completing with a metaverse party. I'm inviting everyone to join us. Yeah. I know y'all have issues with your tech. Don't worry. This is the easiest thing you'll ever be able to do on your phone. Most of y'all are doing it already. Putting video games on your tapping video games on your phone. And not even video games. Y'all playing little games. It's like stuff that you move left or right. It's that simple. But our people have learned, and they're in the process of learning, how to turn simple ideas into a financial economy. You can't be so broke you can't learn. Y'all get that? You can't be too broke to not learn how to shift your finances, because it's actually shifting your reality. You have to make the choice, though. You have to actually make time in your life to learn that there's a game out here and you don't know the rules.
You gotta keep your head up.
Exactly. You actually now have a choice. Now that y'all see what he said, now that y'all heard what he said, what you gonna do about it? So what? The rich are making money. They're taking advantage of it. Knowledge. They know what's going on. They're not planning it. They can't plot it against you, but they can mind their business and handle their business and leave you alone. Did you think it was going to be any other way? They could stop scrolling and watching videos and minding other people's business and go, what do I want to learn? And it's so funny because I see these commercials come up all the time. It says, if you could just spend 28 days learning AI, you can shift your entire reality. Ain't that something? How many of y'all seen that around? How many times has that popped up? What they've been asking you for is focus. Same thing with the trading. Remember the $20? Well, he needs $20 trade.
Mm-hmm.
What do they say? I'll give you this in this amount of time. The secret is consistency. The secret is where you lay your time and your brain for the next 20 to 30 days. Well, I'm telling you, it's a 90-day period for me, because I'm going to give you hands-on training and some things to not only remember, but to do. Mr. Thomas, you all right up there?
Yeah, because I'm sitting there thinking like,
You thinking?
I'm doing a whole lot of things, and I'm wondering like, with all the stuff that they try to control, move your focus to, we still find time to scroll. It's so much easier to just scroll down the path, and we miss so much of this, the focus thing. Why is there not a need for? Why do we not put need on focusing on the idea that what we're trying to get accomplished, opposed to, let me just see how far down the rabbit hole I can go.
Environment.
And listen,
you guys used to being around your friends. You used to being around your family members, the ones that, I don't forget the ones that want to save everybody, but you got to stay away from everybody. You can't do it for them. Most of us still are in superhero mode trying to help somebody else when we really haven't started helping ourselves. We're not focusing on what we need to do. Now, I love the folks that give me, well, Miss Ruby, I got this job, that job, this job, that. Well, I have students that have this job, that job, trying to pull in, and they got to take the job because, they got to pay them bills. But the one thing they won't give up is the class. They make sure that they're watching the videos, coming back, asking questions. When they can open the door to the classroom, they're there and they're active. You know why? Because the class is the one thing that'll keep them from having to do that lifestyle, that I got to take the work no matter what. This isn't an option, y'all. This is how life has shifted. We told you it's not going back. We told you this was coming. Digital financial literacy is the literacy that's going to get you where you have to go. But there's a lot of people that are pulling y'all in different directions. I got a lot of folks that are, how to use the AI bot to trade. Oh, come to my trading this. Believe it or not, it's not all about trading. If you want to be really honest, it's not about trading at all. Trading was always a way to learning how the markets roll so that you could take advantage of them. But most people stop at trading because once you got some money, what you going to do with it?
Yep.
What you going to do when you got the money? Where's it go after that? Does anyone have that question to answer? Okay, multi-level marketing. You become the top seller. This one, that one, got the team and everything growing. Next thing you know, you got all this money. What are you going to do with it? You got that top-notch job. You just got the position. Now you get 1 million as of income. You are making $1 million, but you have no clue what to do with it. What are you going to do with it? See, the process is not making money. The problem is not knowing how to make money, make money for you. So we have adopted something called the no lazy money lifestyle. Learning how money needs to be working, not you. Learning how you need to be in control of that money working, not some third party who gets paid whether you do or not. Like Robert said, they're salespeople. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a financial literacy coach. I'm a digital financial literacy coach. Know what I get paid to do? I get paid to teach you how to move in this new digital economy, to give you the basics and the foundation.
We don't move it for you.
What program you want to do, you go in, prepared, and roll. Not sensationally blow you out the water. Not sit here and act like, oh my God, Miss Ruby, I was there for X amount of time. I paid this amount of money and I still didn't get it. I was in with them. We was moving, but no one ever told you what to do after you got the money.
Yep.
You made a good flow, but you got to go back and keep creating the flow. That is not how water flows. Water don't keep making more of itself. Water flows just like that. It flows according to the road.
And it's never in the same spot twice.
Come on now.
And that's what people don't really understand, you know. You have to really take on the idea that when you are in the process of flow, that flow has to grow.
Exactly. Has to expand.
Think of it this way, and I don't like this term, but think of it as the weather's bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know the water's going to rise. As the water rises, where are you moving it to take advantage of it? Or are you going to get swept up and just have to start all over again?
Consistently. How many of you done that already? How many times has it started? Oh God. So guys, y'all know that we the Thomases. This is my husband.
Yeah.
I'm really Mrs. Thomas. And so I remember the first time feeling the flow. We've been here a while, guys. We're not young people. I don't care what this looks like. We're not young. I got some decades in. And with that, I got to feel what made me want to shift within the last decade was that I had observed the previous decade since we got married. And when we got married, we combined our debt. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted. Most of y'all working 2 jobs, y'all combine your debt and your tax rate. Ain't that great? And then on top of that, our debts, where we were uneducated about debt. I was still living in a world like my first card came when I was in college and it was like, oh, this is free money. It's exactly how it was promoted to me. Exactly. I never thought I was going to get a card. I had no job. I was on food stamps and I was in college.
That was an expensive behind Snickers bar. That's all I remember.
I always tell him that. I did it for the free Snickers bar. I ain't gonna lie. I gave him my social on the streets. Y'all get how this is working? I gave my social on the streets for a card I knew in my mind I would never get. But lo and behold, to my shock, Mr. Thomas.
Yep.
They gave my irresponsible butt about $500 to play with. Come on, somebody. And did I know? We did everything. We could afford stuff now. I just didn't know how to pay it back. I didn't understand that it was a game.
That's the one mistake we all make with other people's money.
Yes.
Not realizing you have to pay back other people's money.
But you also have to pay at an interest rate that is extremely high. See, we teach you this. We teach you about interest. We teach you about APR, APY, what this means, and how to shift who gets what. I don't teach you how to get it. I teach you how to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know what you're looking for. You got to get the basics of money. What do the wealthy know? How do they know it? What's the sound like? What's the words that keep them moving forward? What's the magic words that we're looking for? Can you tell somebody knows what they're talking about? I have a lot of people asking, do you know about this? Do you know about that? I don't know about everything. But what I do know is my focus. That's my focal point. I know that assets are not liabilities, and I can tell the difference. I know that if you get a first home and you're the only one you've been getting this after you've been working a long career and you're retired, you don't get a home that's going to keep you paying into it with your retirement. Yeah. You get a home that's going to pay for itself. So your first finances, your whole first home should be a multi-family. You want a place to live, but you don't want to have to take the liability of what to do with it. You need to have people paying for that, your lifestyle.
No, that's not and it's funny when you think of your first home, even when you go to those classes about first home buyers, they tell you got to stay in your home. And they never say the term multi-dwelling home that you reside at never comes across the board.
Yeah. Because
they know that's called investment property, and what the funding they have available isn't for investment property.
Oh, they do have it though.
They do have it, but they don't.
Yes,
You're
they
not there.
do.
You're not at that table yet.
Did you no, it's not that you're not at that table yet. What happens is you didn't know which table to go to. You went to the one you were trained for. You went to the first time home buyers. You didn't go to the HUD new property owner. They have different classes, different names. And in our case, it's HUD because it's New York, but I think HUD's around the United States, correct, Mr. Thomas?
Yeah, HUD does go around.
HUD is around the United States.
HUD is HUD is a federal program.
How about we do some real research? How about you learn how to learn? How about you learn how to re-stimulate the process of learning? Because we've got AI, guys. You have things that elevate and escalate your learning process. My question is are you using any of it? Or are you talking about now, I don't know how to do it? So what? You're going to see, when you guys come to the graduation, you're going to see lots of AI. You're going to see lots of examples of AI, because I don't just teach you one thing. We make sure you get the skills relevant to today, and you have proof of actual knowledge. See, I'm not here just passing time with folks talking, and we're not in here just, I'm not doing the whole lecture thing. And I got to go shout out to Professor Jackson. I just got in touch with one of the baddest sisters at BMCC, who has taught the business class, business and marketing class. And this woman, I reconnected with my professor recently, y'all. And it was like a homecoming, because talking with this chick made me realize where some of my swagger comes from and with the class.
Oh, really? That's where some of that comes
from? I'm not kidding. Where some of my style comes from really good educators. A lot of y'all, I went to BMCC. I went to Borough Manhattan Community College. I'm going to tell y'all right now, the money flows in that situation. So if you're trying to go back to school and you're a New Yorker, get your tail of BMCC. You're trying to get that education, that first level education, go to a place that gets the funding first. Look, a sister ain't playing with nobody. I let folks know y'all playing games.
Mm-hmm.
When really all we missing is two things. We missing two things: each other, which is connection, and an open mind. And we be winning right now. Your goal is to get in touch with some people who got some new information, doing some new things, making it happen. But you got to have an open mind and an optimism that you can learn anything. My mama used to tell me, you could do anything you put your mind to, but you got to first believe that you got the ability to learn no matter what your difficulty. I got folks that have all kinds of different mental, financial, educational difficulties. That don't stop the ones that want to do it from getting there. It don't stop them from figuring out, let me get my first coins in this card, and then we're going to go put those in and flip those to make those flip. Oh my goodness, today I got some interest into that. How did that happen? Break it down. It becomes common knowledge and a habit. We teach new habits, new ways of thinking. We don't just teach you how to flip some money. I'm going to teach you how to get this. Let me show you how to make this money doing this. Let me show you how to get this skill. Most people, there's too many skills for people to learn, too many things out there. So you have to teach them.
Yeah,
build small to large concepts.
One of the things that I really, I got from being in this program, for being a participant as well as,
he's a student.
You can't look at this as a hustle.
Nope.
You literally have to lay out a profit loss statement of what you want to make. And actually show it to you so you can believe, because I admit sometimes when I have these conversations, I'm pretty much a cynic, or I want to bring the bad news, and so because we all know it. But the good news is the fact that when you can see it in black and white and know what you did from where you started,
that you did it,
you're the person in charge of this. You made these decisions. And now you can see that, yes, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
You can also see that you've been putting the responsibility on someone else for no reason. Well, no, there was a reason, because it was easier, because that's what you were trained to do.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? You are the CEO of your life. Start running it as such. Take responsibility for your digital financial literacy learning.
Mm-hmm.
Come to class, get in there. We're in there another 2-3 weeks with a new program.
Yeah.
Get inside, hit up the PTG network. Get signed up, get your membership, get it popping.
You got to get started because
you'll never feel the same way again about money.
Too late. I can't all the things. Get over yourself. It's not too late. You aren't too old. You aren't too young. You're not too broke. You're not too stupid. You're not too
8 to 80. Come on, 8 to 80. Blind, crippled, and crazy. Get to the seat. Because guess what? Even crazy people need their money working.
People don't realize that this is the time. This is the time that we have to start embarking. You guys knew that the world was going to change. Oh, it's going to be this in the future and this. The future has come and it has already begun.
It has landed.
Yes. And you are still sitting you're still sitting around waiting. Who's going to do what? No one's going to do anything. It's all you. I'm sorry to tell you that for those who are still in their stage where they think they're adulting, it's you, boo-boo. You the only one. Not your friends, not your family, not your teachers, nobody. As a matter of fact, if you're in college right now, I'm letting you know you're not getting enough of the right education to get you out of there in a good standing. Even if you get that degree. My masters, all my people with these masters, y'all broke too. And you have no clue what to do with it.
You just broke at a higher rate.
Yeah, you broke your future broke at a higher rate because you really don't know what this economy looks like. I got folks that deal with great amounts of money flowing through the government. They'll tell me, you don't understand, Ruby. I said, well, I don't have to understand. I just know that if you stop shuffling their money, you ain't got no future. I don't shuffle their money. I shuffle mine and I continuously build the future. So my question is, between me and you, who's better off long term? So you just need some new knowledge. Too many people get stuck in what they already know or what you already
comfortable. Very much comfortable.
That's the system. Like Robert Kiyosaki said, it's going to make you mad. You were already educated enough. You were educated to think that this was the top, the crux, the upper crust. Well, it's not them, baby. If you don't know, you don't know. But you know what makes it worse? When you think you know and you don't know. Or God forbid, you hear and you refuse to listen. I can tell you right now, there's a gentleman smacking himself. He is kicking the hell out of himself because about 4 years ago, I got accosted. I ain't gonna kid you. I got catfished into a Primerica meeting, y'all. I kid you not. And
yes.
And I'm putting it out there like this because this brother was very dishonest. He did not come up front. He was talking about partnership, and I'm like, I got questioned about crypto, gold, silver. I don't think this is going to be the thing. You know, there are people who will prevent you from getting this information in your community.
Gatekeeping.
Gatekeep you in your own community. But now, not even 3 years after our conversation, oh, Elon, it's good enough for Elon Musk, right? It's good enough for Donald Trump. It's good enough for the wealthy people, Bill Gates, all in a. Now Jamie Dimon. This is a person that worked with large banking. Come to find out, everything I told him was true. I told you about the money. I told you about the gold. I told you about the silver. We had to teach him. His own cohort had to teach him in that space. He is kind of an older guy. For some odd reason, this older gentleman, and I mean considerably older, was under the impression in about 2001 that the dollar was still on the gold standard. And it had not been publicly since he was had to be about.
Wow.
So this is what I'm talking about. We got ignorant folks. I was told by a very considerably wealthy man, which I know is shucking and jiving. Why I know he's shucking and jiving? He's constantly out here trying to make this money happen. And he just thought he was this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Took me to lunch. I went for lunch, had a little something, sat down. Nice little restaurant. I paid for me. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no date. But the fact of the matter is, I'm sitting here talking to a person that I've watched in my community, having lunch with him, just chilling, good steak. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? Which one of us paid with assets that we built, not things that we got from work that we did?
Yeah.
See, my thing is this, babies. I'm not saying that to say, I'm this billionaire. I'm not here to talk to y'all about that stuff. My financial statement is not what's important. It's yours. Where does your finances come from? Does it come from the sweat of your back? Does it come from waking up in the morning, sleepy, got to go through the cold no matter what and make it in there, or we don't eat? And if you miss a day, there ain't nothing replacing that time?
Nope.
Does it come from you actually managing finances on the board while you work? Don't get it twisted. But you knowing that pay yourself first, and they pay it forward Friday. Pay yourself first is the only way you're going to have a future that someone doesn't decide for you. That a penny can start that process, that a dime can continue the process, and that $10 can make a difference.
$1 at a time.
Y'all get where I'm coming from yet? Community, is time to stop going out looking for everything else. You have found it. P2G is the place to be. It is
there's passion on this platform.
Yes. We are here to help you grow what you have. Yes, you have to pay your tuition. Just like you go to college to get their nonsense, you come here to learn how to flip finances into something you not only understand, you control, and you rule the day. See, we're the real portion of the community education that's missing. That's the thing. Oh, we don't have no. Well, you have it now. When everybody says we need financial literacy and they go get a bank to tell them how money works.
Yep.
You just asked the enemy, and I can't say the bank is the enemy. The bank is a tool. You asked the salesperson how to secure your life.
How to secure their sales products.
When all they're interested in is how to get you in the door so they keep getting paid. So what are they going to teach you about? Their products. Remember I told you Primerica? I wasn't joking. I sat down and explained to the brother. I said, I don't know what to tell you, but if we don't start promoting gold, silver, and crypto in our community and how to use it appropriately, we're not only going to be broke, but we're going to be susceptible to what the wealthy. Because you remember last time, we didn't even know all that stuff was happening. We ain't have houses. We ain't own nothing. We were renters. That did the prime mortgage, this, that, and the other didn't affect me. You know who it did affect? People who worked in corporate America.
True.
You came home to your project apartments or your homes that were, but hopefully you weren't caught up in that. The homes that you had to a lack of ability to keep paying for it. So it actually hurt everybody. It went all the way around. Any of those people who had already had this process of moving finances into assets and building on assets, learning how to manage assets and stuff like that. And, I don't want the government to know. Well, you got to understand how the wealthy do it. How the hell does a big company like Amazon not pay taxes? All their employees at like 40%. How does that work? Come to Wednesday and ask that question. We'll show you. Because it's not hard. Not all employees, like I said, y'all at work, not all your coworkers look the same. Not all them actors.
Nope.
You should be observing the quiet ones. There's something going on there. Because it's the quiet ones that don't get caught up in y'all nonsense talk. They own their money. They managing their finance. They're managing their time to do nothing other than get out this job and have a life to go off to. Sorry, guys. That's the truth.
True statement.
So like I said, I can't stand being the smartest person in my group. It tells me I need to change my group. If you're the smartest person in your group, I'm trying to tell you, you need to get a bigger group, a better group of people. And I get that you don't want to abandon folks. You don't have to. You just have to grow up beyond the ones that you're around. It's time to leave the conversations. I'll see you all next Wednesday. It's on our website. Click the link. If you want to start the class, hop in, baby. It's getting tight. It's getting hot up in there. Okay, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Membership is on the platform. If when you would like to get started, I will be posting up if you would like to get started in the next membership on it to be notified so you can start your membership on the right time for the next class coming in. No problem. We'll send that to you. Okay, my loves. At this point, P2G is here to grow. So if you are a business, you have an idea, something that you want to build, we are the Block Wall Street process. Bring it to the block. Bring it to the block. We'll see you on Wednesdays in the morning, because that's when we bring you to the block.
And we'll be back here on Monday.
Yes, yes.
Don't forget Monday.
That said, I want to give love on all platforms. We have YouTube, our YouTube family. Mwah, thank you. Twitch. I'm sorry, not Twitter. Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook. We are not on X. That is not our spot. We are also on Clapper as well as Stereo. And always, we keep it a multi-stream for you guys. I love you. I love family. You are our family. So come to the table and have a meal with us. Because when we break bread, so much will come from it. You just got to bring you, your plate, and an open mind that the world has changed and you can manage it. We'll see you soon. Peace and love. Thanks for coming.
Peace. Enjoy the week.
Ooh. See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday.